Are you assigning roles, or are we allowed to volunteer?
You are definitely allowed to volunteer.
I'll volunteer for purple then.
Got it. I need one more squad for purple.
We can do it.
So thank you, Boogie. Each squad in purple. Actually, no. Alright, every squad is getting a GL. Revi, you are getting a MG. Blonde, you are going to be orange. You are also getting an MG. Guido, you are getting a breacher. Revi, you're getting an ammo bearer. Lon, you're also getting an ammo bearer. And who is my fourth person? Shh. Boogie, were you one of the purple ones, or no?
Yeah, it's purple.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm talking, I had one last SL who had not been assigned. He's gonna be blue. I think maybe that's Revi?
Yeah, I think that'd be me.
Solid, Revi, you're gonna get one breacher as well.
Copy. So I'm gonna meet you for Revi.
Alright, wait, no, then potentially getting confused here. Blue, Revi, if you're blue, you're getting one breacher, one GL, that's it.
Okay.
I know I'm getting a GO and a breacher, but I didn't hear when you were giving out MMGs or ammo bags. I had squad comps going off on my ear.
Alright, I'm gonna go over this one more time. If you guys want to ask your squads to hold comms for the next 30 seconds.
Apologies.
I'll get. Revi is getting one GL, one breacher. Londarts is getting one MG, one ammo bearer. Alpha, you were getting. I apologize if I've confused you guys because I've confused myself all now. Revi is blue. He is getting one GL, one breacher. Lon is orange. He is getting one GL, one MG, one ammo bearer. Boogie is getting one MG, one ammo bearer. Guido, you are getting one breacher.
We're all getting one GL.
Affirm.
Okay, thank you.
Am I good searching out kids and getting guys spawned in?
Yes, you are. Let me know when you guys are all ready with your squads, and then I will go over the plan with you guys. When you guys are ready with your squads, come join me in the northwest.
You may be advised, I only have 6 guys in my squad at the moment.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome to another Wednesday Squad Ops One Life event. I'm your commentator for this evening, Shadowed Ritual. How's it going? Fingers, Nick Frost, Wagnut, Harley Bob. How's it going, everybody? And tonight we bring to you Operation Foxheart. It is an original 10 hammering hutch operation. It was created December 12th, 2016. So it's a little over, or it's 2 years old plus some change, I think. So yeah, it's an original and it is a classic. I have played this up, I want to say dozens of times, or counting rounds. I've played this up dozens of times if you count rounds. And it is a good one. It has been updated. We do balancing passes and things as we get the new versions and whatnot. But at its core, this is an attack defense op, or one of the original attack defense operations. It's going to be a lot of fun. But before I go into more detail about this operation and what kits they will have to complete said operation, let's go ahead and go over who's participating in this op command-wise. For the U.S. team, we have platoon lead Phoenix with his squad leads Boogie, Londarts, the Alpha Guido, and Revy. For the INS, we have platoon lead Storm with his squad lead Storf, Top Bun, Total War HQ, and Clay J. So, as far as platoon leads go, very even on both sides. They both have a lot of ops underneath their belts. I want to say similar styles of commands. Phoenix definitely has his plans out on paper more than Storm, but Storm definitely likes to pre-plan a lot of stuff, and they are both very adaptable and should see some good stuff out of them. Really, it's going to come down to the aggressiveness of the U.S. platoon, down to the individual level, not just the command level, because this is a grind for the U.S. to get through. Maybe less so with the op changes, which I will go over in a little bit. Maybe less so for the U.S., but it is still a very insurgent-sided op, as all they have to do is defend. As far as squad leads go, very even as well. They got Dwarf standouts. Dwarf, Total War is really good. Clade is pretty good. Boogie's relatively new, but I think it's offset with having Londarts, Alpha Guido, and Revy all on that team. Should be some pretty good stuff as that goes. And again, I think it's going to come down to the fire team lead and the individual member, how well they are able to accomplish the mission that the platoon lead gives them. Let me just go and listen and make sure I'm missing anything.
Plenty of field walls as well.
I think he's just going over his brief with his individual squads. They're just doing their leadership brief. We should hopefully get a full platoon brief here relatively soon. So this Operation Foxheart, go ahead and bring up the map one more time. Very, very simple op. Insurgents are tasked with defending Palace. US are tasked with assaulting Palace. The twist, they have to use bridges. That water is too deep. I'm air quoting here. Too deep, or it's everybody's allergic to water or something. They cannot cross the river except by bridges. Usually this operation from left to right, going clockwise, it is bridge 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bridge 6 on the far east is sort of not in play because there's literally no way to get to that bridge because there's no other bridges to get towards Palace. But generally, if you'll hear me talk about bridges 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 from left to right, just going clockwise, and that just sort of makes it easy for us to see.
Some kind of a stronghold up in the
Registered for this event, but then I realized I can't do ops until Friday. Unfortunate, Cheers Maker.
We don't run into too many INS who.
Which squad will let you hear both team comms and spectator mode? I agree. That is probably my second biggest gripe with spectator cam, is that I can't hear both squad com or both teams comms. My biggest gripe would be the lack of 50 cal. Like, you can't hear the 50 cal firing on any of the US vehicles, like the 50 cal. It's silent, and that's probably my biggest gripe. Like, I hate it. So I'll go ahead and take off this map. All you're really gonna get from that. And let's go ahead and go over kits. What are these guys gonna have to complete their objectives? I'll go over the insurgent kits first, just because they have a much simpler loadout than before. This per squad, 1 squad lead, 1 automatic rifleman, and 1 medic. That is it. There's no vehicles. They get a fob. That's their objective to defend, but there are no defensive structures. They don't get the FTL kit, which has binoculars and ammo bag. They don't get any kind of explosives. They used to get a dishkas, or 2 sets of dishkas, or 2 dishkas to place wherever they needed. nixed because of how heavily sided this is for the INS. But yeah, again, 1 squad lead, 1 automatic rifleman, and 1 medic per squad. Like that's so little assets that they're gonna have. That's gonna put a lot of pressure on their automatic riflemen to get set up in really nice spots to cover these bridges and make sure the US cannot cross effectively. Now, US loadouts, they got a little bit of a tweak in what they get. So let's go over that really quick. Per squad, 1 squad lead, 1 fire team lead kit, 2 automatic riflemen, and 1 medic. Already got that fire team lead kit with that extra ammo and that extra automatic rifleman. The platoon armory, this is big. The platoon armory, which the platoon lead can deal out as he sees fit, are 4 grenadiers, 2 medium machine guns, 2 ammo bearers, and 2 breachers. Those grenadiers are going to be good for just popping smokes in windows to block line of sights, or popping HE into the windows to just clear out rooms. Those medium machine guns are going to be for the base of fire to get across those bridges. The ammo bearers obviously for ammo, and those breachers for clearing out buildings with their satchel charges. It's a modded kit. It is essentially a timed IED, has the same radius as an IED, but it is about a 20-25 second timer, and then it explodes. No vehicles. They got rid of the 2 MRAPs that they used to have and replaced those with 2 medium machine guns and the 4 grenadiers, and they do not get any fobs. So they get a little more indirect fire with those grenadiers, which I think that's the biggest change, those grenadiers, and we should see some good stuff. I'm hoping to see some good stuff out of them. Got Australia team because in real life they're in Afghanistan. Interesting. I'm doing great, Swagness. So, operation. It's a fun one. This actually gives me a good opportunity to show you something brand new. You guys are going to be the first people to see this. Well, besides the test. But, look what I learned how to do. I learned how to draw on the map. Hopefully, that's going to make things a lot easier to understand. And, well, my drawing is not going to help anything, I guarantee that. But hopefully, being able to mark things on the map, like exactly what I'm talking about, is going to help things out a lot. I'm really excited to do this. Tell me if you guys like it. Tell me if it's something I should get better at. Maybe I can invest in one of those, I'm thinking of getting one of those, the drawing pads with the pen to make it easier, because right now I'm just doing it all by the mouse, and it is actually pretty, it's actually pretty difficult to do with the mouse, because it's a,
like 60% AR on that reload on my ammo bag, and then you got the other.
It's more difficult than you think. But hopefully I'm going to be able to do some good stuff with being able to draw on the map. Specifically talking about flanks and areas that these guys are going to be watching and whatnot. Really excited. Looks like we're lining up for the platoon brief. Oh, they're doing individual squad brief.
You don't think he's a spy?
Yeah, looks like they're going to do individual squad briefs. Let's go ahead and fly over to the INS. Check out the sort of the terrain that they're going to be watching over. So, draw as long as there's not too many cam spectating. I think that's the big issue, is when the game gets going, all the admin cams are all over the place, and it gets really difficult to see. And I was even thinking about doing things like this, drawing on the map like that, to sort of like fields of view that they'd be able to see, things like that. I think that would be relatively neat, but it's a lot of multitasking, and like the drawing pad is on the my left screen. They got the main game on the center screen and OBS on the right screen. It can be pretty intense, but I'm gonna try and get better at it, and as long as you guys like it, I will continue to do it. So let's go over the bridges and the general pros and cons of each of these, and which one we think Phoenix is going to take. Most likely going to be these northern bridges. These two bridges are generally they work in tandem with each other. See, this would be perfect time to draw. These two bridges are generally work in tandem with each other. The land bridge, this bridge, and this bridge. This land bridge is with the IED, with the removal of the IED, I think it's going to be much more viable. But it used to be place an IED right here and then just fall back, wait for them to start crossing, and then blow it. Not going to be an issue this time around. You can actually get some pretty good fields of fire from these couple buildings here to sort of cover, and I think that's really what he's going to use. This bottom, but let's start with the left house. Generally, they're going to take charge of these two buildings and have fire going across, and then they're going to try and move and take charge of this area here. I've also seen them go through the fields and come up from the south. It's a little riskier just because it's an open field and you've got to be very aggressive to get in that, but it sometimes works out. It was a lot easier with the vehicle, so probably less viable. Now, police station bridge, more viable than people give it credit for because it opens access to this part of the map and the Moss part of the map. So I'd like to see somebody attempt that, but generally people avoid these two bridges. Again, they really like these two bridges here, just because you can generally go along the north side of the map pretty unseen for a lot of time, and it gives you that element of surprise. Yeah, all the flying cams get distracting. I agree. That's third gripe is I don't want to see all the admin cams all the time, but I guess it's good for like doing your job as admin to help see where the other admins are. So yeah, I understand. Maybe they don't need an admin cam, they just need to add like a spectator cam. Looks like he is doing a platoon brief. Cool. No, they're getting lined up. They're getting lined up, getting ready to go live in about a minute. And let's see what happen. You guys streaming the Postscriptum event Friday? I'm not sure, Nick Frost. There's maybe not. We're working on getting more people set up to stream, and I know Assault is super excited to stream, and if we can get him doing it more, he's not too much of a talker, but at least giving you that POV of him on the ground playing, I think you guys might enjoy. Do you have a favorite hit in squad? Medic. I really like the medic. That's how because I suck at shooting. It's either medic or squad lead, so I either like to get my guys in a favorable position or heal my guys because I can't shoot to save my life. I got a drawing tool HML. Yes, I did.
Final questions, 10 seconds to live.
He's got no fab cam. 8 seconds till live. Let's see what happens.
Stand up.
Alright, we're
Live
You want us going on
Viva.
walk, pace, or sprint?
That means live.
Copy.
Alright, full sprint out of main. You got blue 3, 4, and 2, 3, and 4 moving north. Blue 1 moving east. This is probably going to be the distracting force. Again, taking charge of these buildings right here. Again, see, that's the thing. I got to get good at alt tabbing and getting back into this drawing tool. But they're going to most likely take charge of these two buildings here and get a base of fire. Just make themselves look big.
Send a big push north of the river.
Blue 2, or
Copy,
excuse me, not blue 2. Red 2 is going to take charge of the walled gardens area and the police station bridge. Red 1 taking charge of Sook. 3 and 4 gonna watch the northern bridges.
Hey Phoenix, I advise that if we do the contact up north, we just try to contain it and bypass it, rather than try to bleed out push them.
Just do a quick scan every once in a while.
Roger.
Agreed, we can hold if we take contact.
If they cross the river, they have to use a bridge to cross back. We should cut off
Better for us to bypass them.
Keep your battle space.
and exterminate it.
No, I just think it's be better to bypass them than set up flank security and let them come to
Sun's
us.
right in our eyes when we look south.
Let them walk into our trap rather than we walk into theirs.
So what Londarts and Alpha Guido are having a conversation about, or just a back and forth about it, is if the insurgents decide to send guys across the street, or excuse me, across any of the bridges, they have to use the bridges to get back. Usually if they send guys across the bridge, it's usually to go into this area here and just sort of set up a more forward security, more forward element to halt the U.S. advance. Not going to see that this time around. And there's the pros and cons of, do we engage, which Londart is saying engage, Alpha is saying bypass, and then let them come to you. Well, different opinions, both viable strategies. You have a multi-button mouse or custom functions keys, you can macro them as all tab. I do have one of those mouses with all the 12 buttons on it. I definitely I got it whenever I played WoW a lot, and I'm sort of getting back into that. And I'm used to, yeah, I like all of the buttons on my mouse. It's super useful.
Your squad decided to get merged in with mine.
Go check. I'm gonna follow this for a minute longer. Then we're gonna go check out Revy's positioning in the south, and we're gonna go check out all of Red's position, see what their fields of view are, and how effectively you think they're gonna cover these bridges. Very slow, methodical clear down here in the south. They're not in any rush. They'll get to their target way before anybody. They're just making sure they're not gonna get.
Yeah, just be real carefully there, Uzi.
They're just gonna make sure they're not gonna get snuck up on. I was peek real careful and then sprints up the stairs. Oh, I see what he's doing. I see. Okay. Not gonna see. I see what he's doing, but he's not gonna see anything with this fog.
I don't have eyes on anything.
Yeah, you're not gonna get any good eyes from this distance. All right, let's go check out Red's positioning and on the south. So really okay spots in the Sook area. Not many ways you can get a good field of fire. Like this has an okay field of view, but you're not seeing the bridge. Like, you're cut off from the bridge here, and the fog really gets intense over here, so it's not going to be as useful. You're really only going to catch them if they try and cross this road here. Look at that. That was pretty good. Is this a window here? Yeah, actually, this is not as bad a spot. You're going to need to get guided in, I think. But you can definitely shoot through all of that stuff that's blocking the way. Plastic positions on the murder holes and any spots here.
You can go ahead and bypass our
bridge. Sneaky spot. Very narrow field of fire. Just straight through here. But anybody that runs by is obviously going to just get destroyed.
I took some high ground up here. Didn't realize it was this high. I have eyes on palace from here, so they may have seen me.
Heard. Just try and just cut back southeast when possible. Lon, let's expedite a little bit.
Checking out these positions because these aren't going to be used for long. Pretty solid. A little oversaturated in this position with Hero Razor and Kablamo. Spread that out just a smidge. Here is going to be the main hold. Or actually, they're going to bypass it. They're going to go for this east bridge. Okay. Okay. Red does have a great spread. I do like this spread by Red. A little undermanned here, but that's, if I was command, I would make that same call. You really don't expect them to go this far around, and it's easier to pull guys off of one of these bridges and move them east to reinforce than it is to put too many guys here and then get pushed too quickly from the west. It's an okay call from Storm. Still gonna be it's gonna put a lot of pressure on 4's fire team here. Oh, that high ground, I should just point that out. The high ground that Alpha Guido had gotten up on was here. Definitely, I'm not sure if he was spotted. Any movement? No, not a lot of movement from Red team. Looks like they're just gonna hold their positions.
Hold on, let's go east. There's an alleyway about 100 meters
We're gonna
east.
clear our training camp before we move in.
Roger.
So just hold your squad back a sec.
The one is closing in,
If
yeah.
someone cross that road, don't all cross. Oh my word. Someone cover the road first.
We'll check this out in a minute. Yeah, blue one is getting here. This is most likely just going to be a distraction for us.
Just some rifle and sandbags on a roof to the northeast.
Just moving east.
Copy that one, thank you. Alright, so when we begin our crossing, you should
Well, I'm new here. Is this like a mill sim?
analyze whether
First
or not
off,
you think
welcome,
there's contact
Quality.
on the
It is not necessary, I guess, yeah, it is kind of a milsim. It's a Squad Ops One Life event. We play the game Squad, and we give these guys different kinds of scenarios and objectives they have to complete. You only have the single life, and yeah, we don't really like to put ourselves in either the competitive or like the milsim category, but I guess it does definitely lean more towards, like, it's not like a hardcore simulation. Like, nobody has like ranks and things like that. Like, we definitely have like the squad leaders, and like you have to follow their orders, but it's not as hardcore as like an Arma milsim. It's like an arcade version of Arma. Yeah, I guess that's good. In the spectrum of Call of Duty to Arma, we lean more towards Arma. Well, the game itself actually leans more towards Arma.
Roger.
30 seconds on squad 4.
Rebel, we need to clear our position.
Senpai, get up in a mounted position.
Check out where he wants to get set up. He wants to get set up, bipoded up. This is the medium machine gun here. He wants to get set up bipoded to get eyes across the bridge. I don't think he's gonna be able to do that.
I want you to, like, heard 4, thank you, 2, what route
Yeah.
we're just gonna give it easy right
Ooh.
now, then we're gonna cut.
Actually, this would be a really nice spot here. It gives him just great fields of fire, like everywhere, and fire has started.
4's in contact.
Heard 4, return to fire.
Alright,
2,
keep up the
assist,
fire.
4. 1, I want you to
I need to move the chat window. That's the thing. I keep drawing on the chat window. Senpai about to tear it up. That's if he doesn't get headshot here. Tracers do work both ways. Yeah, and immediately Sushi shots from Bag of Joe and Goal 6-3 shooting at Senpai. Yeah, I agree, Senpai. This is not a good spot. It looks good on paper. It gives him amazing fields of fire, but his head is going to be the only target there. We'll see what happens. No kills from that engagement, looks like. Yeah, no kills from that engagement.
Really risk of crossing, so I'm gonna delay.
Can I get this hole? Can I get this hole?
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Ooh, I like this.
yeah.
Senpai, this is a good spot for Senpai. It narrows the field of view slightly.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Like, let's see, Racer.
Squad 4, can you give me
Narrows the field of view slightly because he's not going to see all the way. But I think it's still okay. Actually, it's probably more like this angle there.
At this time, I have no eyes on the targets. They have pretty accurate covering.
Ooh, even further back. That's sneaky there. That's even better. Even narrower. But look at his field of fire. It's gonna try and cover this building here and possibly a little bit on Seethers and BVD Runners building. But it's really just gonna pin these guys down and try and make sure they can return accurate fire.
Be advised, who has been forced to crawl. We started taking fire, so we're making our way slowly but surely towards
That's
the
Ryan's gonna try and crawl across this bridge.
Copy,
Should
2,
be
let's get smokes on the bridge prior to
pretty.
the crosses.
I like
3,
this.
let's start probing the footbridge to my southwest.
This could be interesting. This could be really good. Any movement from red. Blue 2 or red 2 looks like they're pulling off. Blue 3's gotten into position too. He's gonna try. Is he gonna try for a 3 bridge crossing? Is he gonna try for a 3 bridge crossing? It's got to be well coordinated. It has to be very well coordinated, or they're just gonna get torn up. Looks like let's go check out the wooden bridge. Five guys watching this. UJ Key, Psycho, now Narrow Spider, Silvers, and Partisan. Not gonna make this bridge crossing, I don't think. Blue 5's gonna get right. Blue 5 should not be the one crossing. Blue 5's a one-man squad because he is command. Blue 5 should not be the one crossing. This is Blue 3 squad, technically.
Okay, guys, try and get an angle. Do not peek that gap.
Command.
Okay, just try and get an angle.
You do
so
have
you can
contact,
cover that.
obviously, across the
Do
river
not
to
peek
your
the gap.
south, the guys spotted.
In fact, Rago, go back to your window. Imams,
Copy that,
you just
Reed.
make sure they don't come through here, okay?
Do you think, man, from my position, I'm looking straight down bridge to...
Across that footbridge. Try and go round the side of this. Around the side of this compound. I don't want to
pretty,
this gap.
pretty well concealed.
Go around the
They're
side of the
waiting for us to
compound. Make
cross
sure
the
they
line.
don't
Do you
find
think...
us.
That's really good fire team leading by Bearded, Blackbeard. Really good fire team leading by Blackbeard. Getting his guys exactly where he needs. Blue have resupply. Blue does have resupply. They got a couple fire team lead kits with those ammo bags and 2 ammo bears. I cannot tell you exactly where those ammo bears were allocated. Most likely to these guys on the north.
Yeah, they just got his position on us.
Phoenix.
No kills yet. Oh, actually, 1 kill.
I can see an SL.
Died. Patrick Star goes down. Who's ready to cross? Who's ready to cross? And the crossing has begun. Dubisku gets shot. Don't go. Oh. Moneyman goes down. Albert Blythe goes down. Not enough. Not enough on the angle. Goal here has a nasty crossfire. Dubisku's trying. He is trying.
My whole bear team got shot. I cannot cross this bridge. I do not have 2 is over fire. 2 is in smoked. I cannot tell. I'm gonna rely on 4. 4 is not giving me any accurate information.
They are smoked. The bridge is smoked and it's clear, but they have a line of sight on it.
Stuff only works in movies, right? You like Apex? I've played Apex. It's not my favorite game, but if I'm invited to play it with friends, I will play it with friends. It's not a game I'll actively seek out, though. They can't go into the bridge or through the water. No, they cannot research. The twist on this operation is the infantry have to use bridges. It is deep water. Look how deep that water is. They're scared of it. So this was a failed bridge crossing by 2. They just couldn't do it. Let's check out 1. Or we're actually going to rotate over and check out 1. A lot of 4 rotated his entire squad over here. This might make an opening somewhere else.
Revy, can I get my lean's broken? You probing that bridge north of you?
I already got smokes down on the south bridge. I got you.
Copy.
Ravy's going to try and cross this south bridge. Just go check that out.
You guys ready? Ah, fuck.
Ready.
They're northeast, too. They're northeast. Well, we gotta pick them up.
Deep enough for a Megalodon.
You can keep reloading.
So already spotted. I believe that was Hero who had the shots.
Guys, we need more smokes on the bridge. We need more
And
smokes.
look at that.
Reloading,
She,
toss them out.
If anyone has any more smokes, keep tossing them on the bridge.
Dubisku, you tried. No, you tried. You got the furthest. It's just this is a tough op for the US. That is why the kits are so one-sided. Like
We'll open up with AR for recon by fire.
the insurgents have 1 squad lead, 1 automatic rifleman, and 1 medic per squad. That is it. There are no extra kits. The US have something like 4 grenadiers. They got breachers. They've got ammo bears. They got the fire team leads. They got everything they can they can give them realistically without giving them the tanks to try and cross these bridges. And it is still a tough one. 7 kills, 6 kills for the insurgents, 0 for the US. They're still looking for a way across. Got hit twice, but got down a bandage. The thing was, Dubisku, y'all had the bridges smoked. There's a crossfire here that like the bridges are smoked. Here, actually, this is a perfect opportunity to draw. So they had the bridges smoked, blocking off this line of sight, but they had a good field of fire here. So right here, at a perfect field, not blocked by smoke, that they could free fire onto. And that's really where it came down to. They successfully blocked off here, and that's fine. They just needed a little bit more smoke to draw, to
They're like 60.
to cut off that line of sight. Oh, the classic Operation Foxheart. When you people get scared and try crawling when crossing, and the vets just run, knowing they will either die or make it across. Hyper Evo, one of the originals. He knows what a bloodbath this operation is. Good to see you, Hyper. This op is always brutal for the US for sure. Yeah, no, 100%, Kevin. Just a brutal op for the US. And XSpid is just giving them as many tools as they felt was safe to get them across, and it's going to be tough. I think part of the issue is he's trying for these. He's trying to hold too many of the bridges, in my opinion. 2 bridges, sure. 3 bridges, not gonna happen. Ooh, Frag almost takes out Imones. He heard it landing though.
2 and 4, do you guys think we can make a second attempt at crossing this bridge or no? 3, hold, 3, go ahead.
Command, this is 3. We just had 1 infantry trying to cross the footbridge that was killed. 1 enemy infantry.
He was not killed.
Copy.
He made it back, but they definitely kept eyes on him. Nice to almost get him.
Phoenix, I'm gonna fall back. We're gonna push. We're gonna feint north, and then we're gonna come back and do it all over again. We used all our smokes, and there's just too much accurate AR fire. They've got all these too many hidey holes.
Copy that one.
Phoenix is just trying to get any hole where he can to cross. Great coverage from the insurgents.
We can try to cover as best we can for 4, but that's about it. We're 2 under strength.
Blue 2 and 4 looking good to cross. See, this is the original crossing here, and this is this is probably be a good picture. They need to maintain not only smoke cover here to knock off this building, but here is the main issue. They had nobody's here now, but if they that is where the crossfire was coming from, and looks like they got two more from red team looking to take over that position on the left.
2, if 4 is a large element, do you think they should be the base of fire for your crossing? Unknown, possibly.
Blue 2 nearly lost a half squad in that field before the push, and he's got a real close frag. Yeah, I guess it was a frag grenade that got crossed. I actually no, I don't. I can go back and look on the stream, or somebody can go back and look on the stream. But I'm 90% sure it was people standing up right here to get over this wall, and then they just got dumb.
If you guys feel like you were effectively engaging the enemy, you do not need to cross it this time.
Insurgents are lucky didn't attack 1 or 2 bridges. If US did, yeah, exactly, Hyper. I'm a big believer that the multi-pronged attack doesn't tend to work for this operation. You need to overwhelm a specific bridge, get as many guys across, and then push through before the insurgents can react. A couple MGs covering would be good, yeah.
I still have 4 smokes.
Figured out how to draw on the screen. Yeah, I did, Kevin. I learned. I'm gonna try and get better with it. Hopefully, I do. Look, they're smoking out the position. They realize that these are areas of interest. This is good. This is good. Hopefully, they can start getting ready to cross with this smoke. The thing is, they gotta use the smoke. They can't pop the smoke and then not do anything with it. They only have a limited supply, even with ammo. They've only got a limited amount they can use.
We use the footbridge and then cut southwest immediately.
Yeah. If 1 can get up to that footbridge, or if 2 and 4 want to hit the footbridge.
Let's do this. 2, hold 4. Once you moving northwest, you're gonna regroup with 3.
All right. 4 is gonna reposition. They're gonna try for the footbridge.
A devastating base of fire where I am. With my Charlie team, they'll be able to stop anything crossing the reinforce to the east of the bridge.
So 4 is gonna move this way, and they're gonna try for this bridge.
To where 3SL is. We'll reassess from there.
They're gonna try. I believe 1 says he's gonna feint this bridge, and then double back, and then try and cross it into south. We'll see what happens though. Either push all 1 bridge or split up at 2. Maybe have a 3 to 4 man group in the third to throw in offload. See, that's the strategy I'm a fan of, Hyper. The feint squad of the fire team that just makes themselves look big, and then hard push across another bridge.
Copy that.
I think this bridge will work though.
It's either that or it's squad.
Imams on me, let's go. We need security.
Let's have Imanaz look southeast down that alleyway.
Copy that.
Update on kills: 3 kills for the US, 8 for the insurgents. US managing to get a couple kills, still, and insurgents in
General area of the bridge.
No, the alleyway CT2.
smoke. If ARs unload their belts, everyone else charge. I mean, that has happened. That has happened before. So I definitely like this bridge to cross. Realistically, the only people who have good eyes on this bridge here. These guys are watching northwest. Other than that, that guy's floating. See what happens with him. But realistically, they've only got two areas to work through, and they don't have to worry about the ID. Ideal ID placement was around here, not in this op anymore. They got the scout.
1 has looking down there in the southwest.
Can't see anybody getting across. Yeah, adapter. It's a tough one. I've seen this op where 3 full squads get across, or where one person gets 14 kills on a machine gun. It can swing both ways, and it all comes down to how aggressive you move. If you go prone because the guy in front of you got shot, you're all gonna die. You have to go through it. You're gonna take some casualties. It's just the nature of the game.
Additional base of fire. I want the rest of you crossing on this footbridge, and then pushing southwest.
They're gonna try and cross.
Copy.
One still maneuvering. We'll see what happens. Yeah, won't now. U.S. lost too many trying to cross all bridges. Kill count: 3 kills for the U.S., 9 for the insurgents. U.S. are down about a full squad.
Roger, be advised we do have contact for due south just across the river, so we're going to get a base of fire. Do you have any smoke left?
Yeah, being down a full squad is definitely going to hurt them.
Charlie. Bravo, if you have any other smokes left, go ahead. Yeah, we'll wait here.
I have GL smokes and that's it.
Use them.
Alright,
Use them before you lose them.
4, send me 1 rifle. Whoever's gonna be on a base here.
Gandalf.
Check out the rest of the positioning. Two's holding this, maybe.
Get to command.
I need to see one do something. I think one's just a little out of it right now. Most of the action's been here. Stack them all up and just meat grind your way across while throwing everything out there. I think that's the way they're gonna have to do it. They can't overwhelm it before more insurgent guns get into position. Now there's 2 more, or at least 1 more rifle pointing down this this alley. We'll see if they can do it. Yeah, they need to go before they reinforce the bridge. They need to go before they get more guys.
You boys moving?
If you have smokes, just throw them.
Ooh, somebody gets domed. Jack JMW gets domed. The limited amount of time. Now that the smokes are here, look at these guys remaneuvering here. They got red 1 moving to reinforce this bridge. The timer started. They got about 30 seconds to a minute, I'd say. And then they need to move. Boogie's going, and he's got guys following him. Cardi's right behind him. That's 2. Let's see what happens. That's 2 across. Toxic Rebel's going. Oh, he goes down. That timer started. Anybody else gonna go? That's only 2. He's got a squad with him. Where's the squad? Oh. They had the window's closed. Another frag goes out. Doesn't it's gonna force 2 to bandage. Cardi and Boogie gonna have to do this. Now, not gonna happen. No longer gonna happen. They're pushing. Cardi's pushing. Boogie goes down. Cardi and Boogie go down to Narrow Spider and top one. Ooh, frag out. Oh, Narrow Spider killed himself. Oh, they weren't aggressive enough. That's it. If Boogie had his full squad, or at least a fire team going across with him, I think he might have been able to make a dent. But that just didn't work.
Unfortunately, we just need to attempt to cross at the same time.
5 kills for the U.S., 14 for the insurgents. Insurgents just widening that gap.
1, let me know. Are you crossing at that bridge, or are you coming back up to our 3 and 4R?
How's it going, Ali?
What do you want me to do?
I need you to tell me what it looks like at that bridge, and then make the decision.
I don't see anyone from my location now. It's a long run. A lot of things can change once we're on the bridge.
Copy. Let's try and get you stationed up in a building near the bridge. Probe it. Send 1 or 2 across, then we'll reassess. 3, let's just maintain base fire north out of the river.
It is sailing on the east now. Only 3 people watching now. Is this an opportunity for I believe it's Alpha Guido? This is Alpha Guido squad.
We're just trying to move across at this point. Heard, we have no one else
nope.
Across this time, be advised.
Lex, you need Lex is down.
Lex is dead.
Fuck, I don't even know where he died from. He definitely died from the southwest.
Hey, they're off to the left side of the bridge.
Could have just held a building and light a fire under the other guys asked to move across. Yeah, I agree. I don't think the push was not advisable, that's for sure. But I think the main issue was he didn't have enough people crossing with him when he did push. Like, Boogie should have at least had 4 guys right on his ass as he moved. If so, that would have been a foothold. I would say that would have been a foothold that they would have been able to expand upon. But definitely, the two-man push definitely did not work.
Let's have us.
Wasted so many smokes. I agree, Big Booty.
Group on me.
Hey, admin, Uzi like glitched in on the wall and killed him. Can he spawn back in? Said he suicided. Just
Reconsolidating to squad 2 and push. That'd be in good shape. I think the issue now is smokes. Looks like Alpha Guido had gone down. Alpha Guido's down to 3.
One you as well when you have a chance. I'm at ammo count.
3 is 6-9, reasonably low on it.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's the name of the game on this op, right, Expert?
1, let's get you regroup on 3. We can spawn that guy in.
Might not have had enough, but they could have held the building, taking quite a bit of them away from Moss.
What is it?
Yeah, no, that's a solid point. After the first mistake, they didn't have. After the first mistake, they didn't need to make another by pushing. Is basically what you're saying, and I completely agree with you. They had the 2 guys across. It is a slight foothold. You can try and do something with it. You were the only 2 across. I don't think they needed to. Just it was a bold push.
Contact on that bridge. Maybe we go to him.
Right, Phoenix contact in front of us. Straight 165 in front of us.
Say again, Phoenix.
If
Southwest bridge is open now.
Has 0 contact on that bridge.
All of these bridges are open now. Look at that. Look at that. We'll see what happens with Revy. Is Revy gonna push? We'll go watch Revy push. Looks like these guys are gonna reposition. Guys.
1, we should try and regroup. If you want us to come to you, we can do it. I just need comms.
Alright, we're gonna cross and hit the south side.
No,
I
we're
think that's
crossing
probably
like 20
both ends.
seconds. We're organizing.
Look at this. Completely open. It's gonna be a free crossing.
Trying right in front of the wall where we can get cover.
It could have been a good push if the rest of his team followed, right? And I said that at the beginning. I don't think it's not going to come down to the leaders, or it's not going to come down to the leadership, squad leads, or command wise. It's going to come down to the fire team leads and the individual member and how aggressive they can be to stay with the squad lead. Because Boogie was first one across. If there was other people who were going to be just as aggressive as he was, like a Cardi, they could have had a foothold. Maybe with 2 across, they could have smoked and fragged and forced the enemy to focus on them at the very least. Yeah, I agree. 1 go now. 1 go now. They're repositioning a fire team now of squad 1 or red 1 here. We'll see where they can do. Getting that Moss Tower, not advisable, but he just wants to get eyes. Yeah, he's already getting off of it. Moss Tower, it's a bait. That tower is just a bait. You don't want to get up there. You're just gonna get domed almost immediately. They're pushing. They're pushing. Uzi gets across. Dave's gonna get across. No real way to stop him yet.
You're gonna be last man.
That's 2 across. The rest of the team is repositioning. These guys down to 1. Okay. Blue 2. Actually, these are some pretty heavy assets. That's a medium machine gun and a the breacher. I understand they need to stay alive. D-Leak, medic, very useful, but he's probably stuck in that position. We'll see what happens with them. They're going to be out of it for a minute as the rest of squad 1 starts to move to get across. This is their foothold. All right, 4 across. Please don't get any, please no friendly fire. Please no friendly fire. That would just be very bad.
Alright guys, we need that, keep that fire up, once, keep that fire up. Only one mag across. I have 1 mag left. Copy. Alright, then Uzi, come take this southern corner. 10-4.
Yeah, Wayne Noon's gonna reposition guys who are low on ammo. He's a fire team lead, and we'll see if he has any ammo kits left to throw down. When you teach bounding in SOTT, but it is not used, right? This is actually an okay bound by squad 1. Like they Intuit providing the cover fire and then bounding across in buddy teams. That was pretty solid. The other crossings, less so. They aren't taking any fire. Go, right? It's getting to the point where I can't draw anymore. I gotta find something to draw on. They're going. This is a full cross. Oh no! Black or Duke goes down. Go, go, go! Serpentine, which I'm fairly certain doesn't work.
Yeah, I got hit.
What did I just remember that scene off of Generation Kill, where it's like if you want to live longer, just run in a straight line. Get to your point as fast as possible. Somebody who's actually in the military can correct me. Is Serpentine actually taught?
Push round.
Honestly, bounding is hardly ever used, right, Hyper? I feel like Serpentine's just like a movie cliche.
Okay, Dave, with Uzi.
Actually, a pretty solid crossing by the rest of it. Good adaptation. They've got guys across. Not as many as they'd hoped, as the Insurgents have 17 kills to the US's 7. But they've narrowed the gap. It's only at about 10 kills now. So there's a chance, as long as they've got some of those heavier assets.
Crossing south of the intersection, east of us.
Typically, if you're with a 5-second sprint, run straight. I mean, that sounds right? Why spend more time out in the open than necessary? Get there.
Keep eyes southeast.
Yes,
They're very likely to be across the road.
Straight across the road. Go now. Straight across the road. Go ahead. Head south.
Give him too much credit. Look at all those red. Look at all the red. But I'm taking into account if they've got a couple GLs left with those HE rounds and at least one breacher, it can do some damage. Ooh. See what Lawn Darts does with this. Anybody else left to cross? Anybody else left to cross? Don't spread out like this. You're too low to get spread out like this. I don't think this is a good idea.
I'm just gonna take this fire team. We're gonna put some fire on Moss.
Okay, it's only these 3 guys? Okay, maybe not as bad, but I don't... The idea of spreading out when you've got this little amount of people... I don't know.
Okay, do you want to jump this wall or try to get into the door?
Let's get an actual count of who's up, not just kills. Count about 19 US versus... About 28 insurgents. 19 versus 28. Let's see if they can make a difference.
That's contact. East guys, let's get in the buildings. Continue to push east.
Yeah.
So what would have caused Red to leave those 2 bridges undefended? It was the amount of pressure that was being put on the footbridge and this northern bridge, and the fact that they did have contact on this eastern bridge that forced, or that in Storm's mind, his call, or in his like mental picture of where everybody's at, most of that contact's come from the north. I feel safe pulling guys off of the west. They didn't really have any contact on the west, but in the back of his head, I feel like he should have remembered there was contact on this bridge here. They definitely did smoke, and they definitely did fire here. So he's probably gonna go back and think, yeah, I know there was contact over there. Not for a while, but you still, in the back of your mind, have to think there were still people over there.
Command 3, we've run into an element approximately in Charlie 337 outside of the road. Currently engaging them. Copy that 3.
Mosque is defended. They got guys on Mosque.
It'll do some damage, but not enough unless the IS get idiotic and bunch up in limbo. Yeah, I agree. In my opinion, the US win if they can get it within like 5 kills. Like, it's so insurgent sided. If you can at least make it a close game, it's a fun one. And I think the US are trying to are gonna recover and possibly make it as close as possible.
That's gonna be our objective.
In a game, Serpentine works. In real life, no.
You see him? I don't see him.
He's in that building. He was on the bottom floor last I saw him.
Roger.
So many people in that alley.
Maneuvering.
Yeah, this is the alley he's talking about. Look at this. The thing with this alley is, like, where are you gonna fire? All 3 of you guys are gonna be firing down the same avenue here. What you gonna do?
For anybody with magazines, less pistol mag for me.
I think this is the most US I've seen get across. I've seen more, but at the same on the other hand, this is it's not a bad push. I think that It was his call to try and get across 3 bridges at the same time, or probe 3 bridges that did it. Who's crossing? 2 is crossing. Let's go check that out. See if they can do anything here. D-Leak is... Look at this. Look at the sneaky snake. Too bad we don't have some old VODs back in the day for you to see. Mormon literally seen like 3/4 of the squad make it. Ooh, unfortunate. Raph.
Revy, will you have Wayne
Completely mosing
get
down.
guys crossing that street east, right? Just one at a time, even if it's just one at a time.
Attack is very hard in such operations. This game is so realistic. I think you should give the attackers some numeric advantage or the armor like heavy artillery.
But quick.
I can't believe.
Yeah, it's supposed to be defender sided for sure, and it is asset. It is heavily leaning towards the U.S. asset wise. I have the INS kit. The INS kits memorized. 1 squad lead, 1 automatic rifleman, and 1 medic per squad, and that is it. It means they have 4 automatic riflemen to defend 5 bridges, and then just regular rifles. The U.S. have like 4 grenadiers, they've got ammo bearers, they've got 2 medium machine guns, they've got 2 automatic riflemen per squad, meaning they've got 8, they've got double the amount of automatic riflemen plus the 2 extra MGs. They've got the firepower. It's just these bridge crossings are just so brutal.
What? God, that last bullet almost clipped my fucking head.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be fair, which is why we play both sides. This is why both teams play, like we'll swap during the second round. That way you can't get that satisfaction of just mowing down the U.S. as they try and cross. Let's go check out somebody else as they reposition. They're not gonna cross that. Ooh, rock goes down to Sunny.
Yeah, we just lost one to the north into it.
Our breacher here would actually be really nice. Ooh, for Senpai goes down.
Man, would you like a rescue? Would like to pushing on the objective.
Continue pushing towards the objective.
Wayne, that archway you're right next to, I think he might be in there.
Copy. Okay, I think so. I'm gonna frag it.
Copy.
Alright, Slough, I'm gonna cross. Get ready to shoot. Crossing.
Check this crossing.
Oh yeah, roger that. How are we gonna get? Go ahead.
Run, Wayne, run!
Phoenix, can you hear me?
Yeah, I want you up on
Good
this
save,
roof
Wayne.
this building.
What's the situation, dude? Can I get to you?
There's a guy in there.
If you can cross the road.
A long
yeah,
Wayne.
up
We
there.
also got 1 times north of us, like 5 meters
for it now.
downstairs.
Yeah, pretty sure.
Oh, 1 tap from somebody onto Phoenix. Takes a shot to the face. Looks like Godzilla Pro or Kurt Cobain were the ones with the angle to spot that. What a 1 tap. Phoenix goes down, and that's command. Let's take a look at leadership. Who's still up for the U.S.? Squad lead down. Wipe squad. Squad lead. And Revy. They got Revy and Londarts. Only 2 remaining from command. The command structure. Insurgents. They've still got their command. That's a squad lead. That's a squad lead, and they've got way more. They've got 3 squad leads plus their command still up. Definitely going to maintain that unit cohesion.
I'm gonna get groups on my east and west, and we're gonna start pushing.
Red is getting great crossing sectors of fire. I agree, research. The red team is set up in very nice position. A little oversaturated. They got to be wary of those breachers, but they're not letting the breachers get close to lay down their fire.
Okay, into it, hard cornered left. Okay, hard cornered left. I'm gonna be the rabbit. Okay.
Yep, affirm.
Okay, here I go. 1, 2, 3. Door left. Small room clear.
Laid down. God damn it.
There's somebody in there. Wayne would have died for free.
Outside. We're moving north.
Slough boy, I want you on the roof of this building. You've got to go through with the other guys. Up on the roof. I want you up on the roof of that MMG. Copy.
Great ups. I love it more when we have tanks and armor. Yeah. Some people like the assets. Some people don't. Like, personally, I like a good mix. Light vehicles like the MRAPs I really enjoy. Maybe even a striker thrown in. But when you get those really heavy assets, it just starts to get a little much for me personally. Other people love it. They want the helicopters, they want the tanks, they want all the assets. You know, different flavors.
Wayne, you up on top? What do you see?
Negative. I'm downstairs talking to my team.
Diner goes down over here. Looks like Revy, Salt Crits, and Pyfunk have a little have a little flank going on, but with 3 guys, I'm not sure what they're going to be able to do.
Trying to push us to the east here. North and west.
Pipe Funk and Raph gonna have a firefight. Oh, they're getting pushed by Dwarf and BVD Runner. Oh, Dwarf's...
I got you covered.
Dwarf takes out 2. Good push by Dwarf. Good flank by this fire team. Red fire team, that is. Pipe Funk goes down. This fire team has been taken care of. And I felt like the US were in an okay position, but he'll say otherwise. US have 11 to the 29 of the insurgents. They just couldn't make anything happen when they got across. Down to 7? Down to 7.
Palace is just around this corner. Sloth, you ready to base a fire on something?
ODB must have big time, but how much? How they have big damage now? Yeah. But I mean,
ready.
It's not unheard of to see a 13 kill clutch, but generally it's a defender who's getting those 13 kills because all they have to do is stand here. If you're on offense though, you got... Oh, that grenade bounces back. Is it gonna kill anybody? Oh, that would have been... Oh, that would have been so upsetting for him if he had taken out friendlies with that grenade.
And a medic behind us. Into it needs a medic. Grenade.
Oh, Sloth Boy gets taken out by that grenade. I think he was the one who called that out. Blackbeard.
Wow, man, you had your speed Nikes on there. You should have died.
Lads, this alley is clear. Get in here.
Anybody left? Here it goes down across.
Up above me on the.
Yep, I was in front of Fred. Yep.
13 kill clutch and block. Actually, the 13 kill clutch I'm talking about is a Bush Boy trade kill from Dwarf and not an NSA spy.
He tried.
It was somebody hiding in a bush and just letting them come to him as he was watching over the fob that he had to defend. But yeah, similar thing, just a sandbag in a room, similar to like Combat Wombat here. No, Clay J.
He's down.
Could get a 13 kill game if he was like last man standing because of it's just easier to do this than it is to push this. And Londarts has to push this.
Well, Lon. It's good serving with
guys. Push me.
Into it. Dave. Londarts goes down to Combat Wombat. So it's Into it and Dave. Last 2. Into it spotted. Firefight with Fulcrum. Sonny's got the above angle. Think takes him out. Dave, firefight with Combat Wombat. Combat Wombat goes down. Dave, last man standing for the U.S. Can he do it? So many insurgents to go through. Probably not going to happen.
Oh, am I alone?
And where it fell apart for them, in my opinion, was the choice to try and go over too many bridges. He extended. He stretched himself out too much, and he just wasn't able to complete any of his pushes. Dave goes down. I believe that is all she wrote for the U.S. Looks like it. Yeah, I don't see anybody. GG should be called soon. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, I think the call was just too many bridges they tried to cross, and they didn't have enough to brute force their way through any of those positions. Nice. It's a nice attempt. And if he had tried that all in the north, and if he didn't, really, I feel one had the. I'm gonna draw this out, but I think one.
No, sure, guys.
Didn't really need to be on bridge 1. So blue one didn't really need to be on bridge 1. He should have probably helped push another bridge, and then they would have been able to push through. It looks like he had the right choice in being over there, and being able to make that crossing successfully. But that was only because of how much pressure was being applied elsewhere, unsuccessfully, that it managed to. Yeah, US tried too many bridges. Such a shame too, because INS was so spread out. Yeah. I agree, yeah. They had I'll actually be able to draw this out while it's situated. Getting set up for the next round, guys. Stick around. US will play INS. INS will play US. We'll see if Storm can manage to get across this bridge and complete US objective. Go ahead and swap sides. Make sure US stays on blue. Get ready. Create my squad. And just listen in. Make sure I'm not missing.
Alright, so listen up, get you guys shut up. So each one of you is going to get a GL.
So, go ahead and draw this out.
Get an MMG. Top one,
right
you're
here.
going to get an MMG.
So, crossing attempt was...
Dwarf, you're going to get an ammo bearer.
Crossing was this bridge and this bridge with a feint on bridge 1. This bridge here, not successful, mostly because the crossfire from change colors actually. Mostly from the crossfire from this direction.
Correct. 2 ammo bearers.
They managed to block off line of sights relatively well, but the crossfire there was pretty good. Insurgents had a really nice spread all the way to about here, with a smattering of guys here and here. So, if the U.S. had brute forced their way, even over the 2 northern bridges, I think it would have been effective. It's this bridge on the west that I don't agree with. This bridge right here, it was just too many guys. It didn't do anything for too long of a time. Eventually, it ended up working out for him because the insurgents pulled guys off and ended up reinforcing this area here. And then they were able to make their foothold. But by that point, it was probably too little people, too little, too late. They just didn't have the people to complete their objective because that CQB just gets super intense for them the longer they go.
Basically, how I want this to happen, Dwarf.
But these 2 bridges, if they had pushed just across here, got them set up in this group of buildings here, I think that would have good. A 2-pronged approach, getting set up in this group of buildings here and this group of buildings here, I think they would have been able to have a pretty okay, an okay enough foothold where they would have been able to utilize their MGs in high up positions in those 2-story buildings, shooting into the palace, and in those GLs. Those GLs could have been more effective in my opinion. Any tips for college, please? I mean, Hyper has it right. Study, and don't take an 8 o'clock. You think it's easy. You think that 8 o'clock, no, yeah, I'll take the 8 o'clock and I'll be done with my day super quick. No, it sucks. Even like high school, like you're getting up at 6 o'clock to get to school by 7:30. It still sucks, especially when you're your own person and you can say, "Oh, I'll sleep in just this once." You'll never. As soon as you skip, don't skip. You skip once, and then you'll start thinking to yourself, "Oh, it's okay to skip this time. Oh, it's okay to skip this time. Oh, and it gets worse and worse. Don't get in the habit of skipping class. Yeah, you paid for it. Yeah, you can do what you want with your time, but it's a habit that it's super hard to break. And I dropped way too many classes because I kept skipping most of my math classes, and mostly because it was an 8 o'clock math class, which is why I say don't take 8 o'clock classes. Getting set up for this next round. Let's see what happened. Do that. Listening in on Storm and what his plans are for getting across these bridges, and if he'll go for a multi-pronged approach similar to Phoenix, or if he's going to try for a single push and just break through the INS defenses. And the way to do it, I believe, yeah, Hyper said it, I've said it. You gotta push through. The INS have to defend all the bridges. They can't leave a bridge undefended because then that opens them up for an easy crossing. So they need to have at least some people at all the bridges, and that means at least one of the bridges is going to be undermanned because there are 5 bridges they need to defend. They're just getting kits set up, I believe. And let's in fact go over this mission. I just realized I haven't gone over the general things that I would go over in between rounds. Welcome to Operation Foxheart. I'm your commentator for this evening, Shadowed Ritual, and an attack defense op. It is a really fun attack defense op. Original 10 Hypercan, correct me if I'm wrong. This is one of the original 10 operations created for Squad Ops by Hammering Hutch, and it is as classic as they come. Before I go into more detail about it, let's go ahead and go over who's commanding this op leadership-wise. For the U.S., we have Platoon Lead Storm with his Squad Leads Dorf, Top Bun, Total War HQ, and Clay J. For the Insurgents, we have Platoon Lead Phoenix with his Squad Leads Boogie, Revy, Londarts, and the Alpha Guido. So as far as platoon leads go, it's a very experienced platoon leads, both very similar styles of commands. Phoenix probably a little more drawn out and or a little more planned out, I should say. Very, like, he has the pictures, he has the markers and all that stuff, whereas Storm has it all in his head and he can explain it just as well as Phoenix, but that's probably the main difference. As far as squad leads go, again, very even standouts. You got Dwarfs, Total War, Londarts, Alpha Guido, Revies, these are all good. I believe the newest person is Boogie, and it's probably offset by having Alpha Guido, Londarts, and Revy all on the team. Should see some good stuff out of them. And again, it is not going to come down to them. In my opinion, this op does not come down to the leadership. It comes down to the fire team leads and the individual member. How aggressive can they be, and if they are willing to stay on their squad lead's ass as he tries to get across the bridges. This is a brutal operation for the U.S., very heavily sided towards the INS. Let's go ahead and go over kits before they go over their brief. So let's go over the U.S. kits. Per squad, 1 squad lead, 2 fire team leads, or excuse me, 1 squad lead, 2 fire team leads, 2 automatic riflemen, and 1 medic. The platoon armory, which the platoon lead can deal out as he sees fit, are 4 grenadier kits, 2 medium machine guns, 2 ammo bearers, and 2 breachers. We're going to look for some good indirect fire from those grenadiers. Those breachers need to get close and personal to use those satchel charges, and ammo bearers are going to need to stay with the medium machine guns to maintain that heavy base of fire that they are going to need to stay to push through the objective. Getting lined up for platoon brief. Let's go ahead and go over INS kits because they are much simpler than the US. Per squad, 1 squad lead, 1 automatic rifleman, and 1 medic.
Alright, we're getting
no fire team lead kits. I'll go over the difference in those fire team lead kits because they do have the fire team lead role, just no kits. Let's go and listen in on Storm's plan.
Welcome back to Operation Foxheart. My name is Storm. I'm your commander today, if you did not already know that. So, we're going to be using a 2-pronged assault to take down the insurgents that are currently hid out in Palace. Our objective is to breach the Palace and take down their forward operating base. So how we're going to do that, we're going to have Dwarf. He's my 2IC. He's going to be taking command of a 2-squad section. They're going to be taking this road approximately. They're going to assault across this bridge using fanning out motion to fan out along the edges of the river. Then you are going to expedite to Palace, at which point you will use whatever assets you have at your disposal to take down the insurgent position. Now, we have 4 squads. You might ask where the other 2 squads are going. The other 2 squads are going to be under my command. We're going to be assaulting the southern bridge. We're going to take it down expediently. We're going to fan out in the same motion. Then the northern squad will be taking point and going through the insurgent occupied area, while the southern squad comes around through the souk area and crosses the road, at which point they will take down the palace from behind. Now, expect them to have squads spread out throughout the entire area, covering the approaches. Our objective is to reach the palace, take the palace, and make them dig us out of it. Alright, so you're going to be firing at your squad leader's discretions. Most of you will probably be firing at will. And make sure that you are listening to your squad lead and your fire team lead. We need to be pushing fast and aggressively. Also smart, but first fast and aggressive, then smart. So don't be trying to run down an AR from a long distance, but also don't be slow peeking a doorway with the guy on the other side, because you will lose that battle. Anyone have any questions, comments, concerns?
Yeah. Are both assaults happening simultaneously?
Yes, they are.
And who are the north squads? Who are the south squads?
So the northern squads will be Dwarf with Clay J. The southern squads will be Total War and Top Bun with myself. Chain of command for this operation is going to be 4, 3, 2, 1. If I go down, and good luck, guys. Have fun, and we'll see you on the other side of the bridge. Yep.
Nope, this is general plan for Storm. Two-pronged approach. I like it because it's very close to each other. The areas that they're able to cover are gonna complement each other. They're gonna try and take care of that walled gardens area in the circle, push off from there, go through Sook, and come in from the south. Not gonna put too much pressure on any of the other bridges. I like it. It's gonna be it's neat. It's a very neat plan, as in clean. Not a lot of unnecessary flanks, not a lot of unnecessary
You gotta be freaking kidding me.
faint squads, which I'm not, well, not necessarily unnecessary. But he's just going for a very simple, we're going to cross these two bridges and you're going to move through there.
Keep pushing. Someone takes around, they bandage up, they keep moving until the medic can get
And this is probably my favorite area to push through. And the fact that they're going to try and cross these two bridges and take charge of that circled area is really going to allow them to push off, because it gives them an opportunity to control this building here. I'll track my mouse. It gives them the opportunity to take charge of this building here, and then push through these buildings on the south, opening up the front door here and the back door in the back. If I was Ines, I would have a good gathering at main bridge, have a 4-man team at footbridge, have some sprinkled out in the buildings behind Moss for the other buildings, and 4-man team for the last bridge. Anyone else stay at Moss. So you're looking for like a QRF force, just reinforce where necessary. Don't overcommit to any of the bridges till you figure out where exactly you need to get guys going. And that has definitely been done before, and it has worked before. The INS, the wide defense is too it's susceptible to being overwhelmed, because if you spread out over this long, huge distance here, it can be very, very difficult to remaneuver guys from like here all the way over here, or here all the way over here.
For any circumstance, expose yourself before we go in there.
What if they decide to have a fire team at every bridge and the rest of the groups from squadron all push one bridge? I think that's too many people not on the main assault. A fire team at so if they're gonna push here and here, fire team, if they're gonna have a fire team here, that's 4, 8, 12 people. That's a third of the team that can't be in the main assault. Maybe when we get to the full 50v50 servers, it can be more viable, because you can have more guys not with a main assault. But at this point, when we've only got about 38 people per squad, or excuse me, per platoon, you just don't have the numbers to put fire teams at any at extra bridges. It's just not enough people. I can't wait for 50v50 squads though, or 50v50 servers, because when you have that extra squad, you can do things. You can do a lot of, like an extra squad. Yeah.
I'd said only one GL out of where possible.
Never really been hearing. That's what Swagness. That's what they tried to do last time. They had a faint squad here that ended up floating between these 2 points, just back and forth. They had a base of fire here that attempted to put fire down onto this building, and then they tried to cross here, unsuccessfully. Ended up repositioning here, didn't work. Ended up repositioning here, and then they finally made it across. Failed miserably is putting it. Yeah, the way I would put it is one way. It didn't work out for them. Just they couldn't push where they needed to, and we are live right off the bat. We've got Blue 4, Blue 1 moving northeast, Blue 2, Blue 3 moving south, getting in position to their respective bridges. Red 1 moving north, Red 2 moving southeast, Red 4 and 3 moving southwest.
Bravo, get to the front of the pack and try to spread out.
And we get in Fallujah, right? Whenever OWI release it.
Top one, you're gonna be going north. Remember that.
Keep it going.
We're still crossing the southern bridge, right?
Yes, you're just gonna be fanning out on the northern side when you cross.
Copied, so. Thanks for clarification.
Check out spreads for the U.S. or excuse me, for the INS as the U.S. move towards their respective bridges. The classic spread from the INS. They're just gonna try and take as many buildings as possible, leaving this gap here probably for the best. Putting a lot more people on this northeast or eastern bridge than the than Storm did last round. We'll see if Londarts or if Phoenix pays for it, putting that many people over there. Gonna put a lot of pressure on Red 4 and 3 as they try and defend this these western bridges. Not putting anybody in these buildings, which is strange for the INS. Squadron V12 or V10? V12. I don't think I would push that many people out from Mosque. Yeah, no, I definitely don't think putting 5 people over here, 4 people. One of them being a squad lead, 5 people. One of them being a squad lead. I would. What are your opinions on this window? I think it's better than it looks, but I might be thinking it's way better than it looks. I feel like this is a really solid spot for an automatic rifleman to lay down fire from, but it might not be as good as I'm picturing it.
Smoke and engage at your discretion. Coordinate between the two of you.
Only 2 people on that eastern bridge? Yeah, there's probably 2 to 3 tops on that eastern bridge, which is what Storm had there last round. About 2-3 people. He repositioned there more there later on in the round, but that's after he pulled guys off. Blue team is in position. They're getting ready to cross.
I would put a fire team of your machine gunners inside the police station. One, so you can
Bravo
actually
should
give
be
cover
stacked up on me. Delta
on the
behind
roof or
Bravo.
something.
This is incredibly tense.
This is the first time I've been anxious over a game.
The intensity is palpable.
Just get
I don't know if to see through that. My thinking is if they had somebody who had proper eyes on the bridge, you can guide in an automatic rifleman there. But that takes a lot of communication.
We can buddy boost into this compound.
What do you mean by OWI? OWI is Offworld Industries, the creators of Squad.
This con has a window you can shoot.
Shut up. Delta will smoke for Bravo when we cross.
2 and 3 begin your engagement. Any point in time.
Let me make sure they can't
We
see
don't
us from here.
we don't have eyes.
Wait, don't
we
don't
have
just
bomb us this shit.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, we're gonna bomb this shit. As soon as we get across the bridge, we're gonna push north.
My guys are good. I'm just waiting.
Oh, he's gonna move north.
2, I just need you to
I misunderstood that. So Dorf is gonna cross and then push north into Mosque. That might be a foothold because there's nobody there, and that'll give them a good place to bounce off into the palace area. My arrows are atrocious.
Go ahead, Dorf.
I'm trying.
Alright, Delta, start smoking.
3, start your smoke.
Bravo, you gotta smoke.
Start smoking.
Feel free to come over here, man.
It flew over my head, jeez.
1 or 2.
You got it, Obey.
That's all of them.
Smokes out. Who has eyes on?
3, 2, start opening up. Everyone open up. The suppressing elements open up. 3 and 4 start smoking. That means 5. You guys firing.
Look at that. Nice covering fire onto just any areas that they might have guys at. Let's see red team moving. Anybody? No movement from red just yet. Let's watch this crossing. Who's on point? BVD runner on point, followed by Bag of Joe and 2 others. BVD runner goes down. Firefight Rocksock. They only lost 1 in the crossing. Out of a full squad, 1 goes down. Gandalf goes down in return for BVD runner. Rozak may go down through this murder hole from Dwarf. Rozak makes it across. Emails have a shooting in Rocksock. Another squad getting across. Look at this crossing. Need to keep pushing. Need to keep pushing now. They cannot get stalled here. Red moving yet? No movement from red yet. None of these guys are moving just yet. They're afraid this is the feint. They have no idea how many guys are across. Yeah, there they go. Red's moving now, getting into the mosque area. Rocksock goes down. Oh, okay, so simultaneous crossing here. They lost quite a few people. They lost about 2, maybe 3.
I'm gonna throw a smoke.
So this bridge may not work out, but in return they got another squad across. They're moving. Let's watch this crossing. Go, go, go. Don't go prone. Just move. What are you doing? Liberal pundits got the right idea. They said run. He's running. Liberal pundit makes it across. Anybody else? Go. What are you doing going prone here? What are you doing here?
Oh, Jesus.
Go, go, go. You crawl, you die. Oh, Long Song Silver goes down. Yeah, maybe this bridge didn't work out. Top Bun lost a full squad. They lost a full squad in the crossing, but in return, oh, look at all this action going on here that I missed. They gotta maintain that pressure. I don't know how Dashby got up here. How did Dashby get up here? That is a mystery if I ever seen one. Liberal's almost in Palace, right? They said go, he's going. Liberal's like such a good rifleman. Like he's always like, if they say go, he's going. He's not gonna second guess it. Man said move. Go. They could have done it if they weren't freaking crawling. And crawling so far back, right, Hyper? Like, he was crawling back here. What are you, like, not even on the bridge, just in the middle of the road. Like, that just blew my mind. Not as a successful crossing on the south, but in return, they managed to get almost 2 full squads across on the north. Update on kills, 6 kills for the US, 19 for the insurgents. Looked better than I thought it did, but they got guys across. They're losing in the CQB. They're not losing in the bridge crossing. Oh, yeah. What'd I say? They losing in the CQB, not in the bridge crossing, as Helical and SebiV managed to hold their compounds very, very easily. Where are they at? SebiV's got 1. Let's see if Liberal Pundit and his fire team here can do some work.
Got a man down. Careful, Liberal.
You're just getting too spread out now. Yeah. I could agree. Oh, I looked away right as Stalker takes a frag, causing Razor and Rob to bleed as well. Liberal Pundit goes down.
Command, be advised. Full fire team
7 to 24. Much quicker game than last round. Let's get a count on US. 4, 6 over here. 10 US left. They were spread out. Yeah. As soon as they got across, I think they should have stayed grouped up. They had that push if they had just arrowed their way through. They just pierced their way through. That would have been. They tried to like frying pan their way through. Take too much of an area.
Everyone keep moving.
Is that from the south?
Orf gets tagged from McCarty.
Yes.
Ow.
On me. Yeah, over here, over here.
made you encounter just one?
Yo, we gotta get back, dude. I don't know how we're supposed to do this.
You good?
Yeah, they're close northeast, dude.
Command's dead.
They're just holding.
Pretty sure there's one just east as
Oh,
well.
Storm gets taken out by somebody.
They're just holding. We camped that way. I mean, they had me zeroed in the second I peeked.
Don't tell me they're trying to get to the objective from here, right? Yeah. Great place to push across.
I'm checking my map.
Open ground.
Before we're getting to you.
Streets. Open ground. Or a little awning thing. Where do they push from here, though?
Yo, we just gotta chill right here, cause
Where do they move? They can't push here. Not a good area to cross.
I'm gonna hold door once.
They go this way, they gotta deal with 4. They go this way, they gotta deal with 2. See what happens. It's that road. That road is just a terrible cross point. Lex Ryan gonna try and firefight it out with Seethers. Ends up trading.
Stop.
Three-man fire. This fire team over here got picked apart. Rob's last man standing. Total War, Boba Fett, and Vlad didn't even make it across.
Let's go for the long flank.
It's such a promising crossing. Very, very promising crossing, but Hyper said it in chat. Repeating it. They spread out. From here, from this bridge that I'm floating over, they tried. This is the bridge they cross, obviously. They tried to take control of this area here and this area here, and they paid for it. They should have pushed. I mean, we have the 2020 vision. We're eyeing the sky. This would have been the better area to push, in my opinion, because it gives them buildings up to the street, and then that gives them a clear crossing point. Whereas here, lots of open ground. You're not going to make it across that. And then there's just so many guys in this area that they had to worry about. Again, we've got that 2020 vision, eye in the sky. We can see all of this to make that call. But the mosque is the push into mosque. They're gonna pay for. Total War, Boba Fett, and Vlad gonna try and push across. Sebiview's watching. Same with Toxic Rebel. Sebiview's gonna take out Total War here. Ooh, Sebiview missed. Oh, and Toxic's got the crossfire. Total War goes down. It's 2 down. Boba Fett, last one standing here.
Hey, motherfucker.
Rob is dead over there.
Is anybody still alive?
Down, US down to 3. There's a healthy amount of insurgents remaining. Last round, US got a couple more kills than this, but they had trouble crossing. Whereas this time, US had almost no trouble crossing. They just couldn't connect with that CQB. Combine both of them, I think you'd have had a successful bridge cross, or a successful US operation, I guess. They both failed on certain elements, and they both failed on opposite elements, I guess. Ashby just laying down HE fire or HE rounds where he can with his Grenadier kit. But it's Dashby, Godzilla Pro, and Boba here against the world, and Boba goes down to hell cool. Dashby goes down, and it's Godzilla Pro. How many rounds are there? There's only 2 rounds, and we're last man standing on this last round. I don't think it's going to happen for Godzilla Pro. Nice try for the US. Again, they had a successful bridge crossing. That is as successful as a bridge crossing as you can hope for the US. Probably as good as it would have gotten. Yeah, like, very, very well done. They just couldn't compete in that CQB environment with the insurgents. And then the insurgents did a great job remaneuvering guys. They eventually got guys off of those other 2 bridges, got them reinforced in the area, and it looks like he had a layered defense. If you see, lost track of my mouse. Here, yeah, layered defense. You see there and there, even a couple guys here. There's no way the US are going to be able to push through that. Nice try for the U.S. though. Good job for the NS to take away that round. That wraps it up for us here at Squad Ops. If you are interested in participating in these events, check us out, squadops.gg. All you have to do is sign up on the website, take our basic training course, only about 45 minutes to an hour long. Then you can participate in any and all of our Squad Ops One Life events that you want. We host them. The streamed events are on Wednesdays and twice on Saturdays. We also host Friday events for Postscriptum, as well as Sunday events, I think, for Postscriptums. You can double check on the website, squadops.gg. I was your commentator for this evening, Shattered Ritual. If you like what you saw and you want to give us a follow so you know when we go live, we stream at twitch.tv/squadops, and we would really appreciate it. We also upload all of our videos onto YouTube, youtube.com/squadops. You can click the link on the Discord tab below. Unfortunately, no Hyper, because Discord changed their like login thing according to Barton, and all the links went bad, so I've got to replace that link. But again, squadops.gg, that link working. Thank you guys for watching, and until Saturday, I will catch you later. Oh, also, if you like the drawings, you think that was good, be sure to leave a comment or something so I know that y'all enjoyed it.